Hello and welcome back. If you're new here, hi, my name's Caitlin. I'm the owner and maker behind Little Women Creations. Today's video is going to be a podcast, and this is episode 3. If you've seen some of my podcast episodes before, then you know how I like to lay them out. So just a brief overview, I'm going to be going over all of my finished projects from the last time I recorded. That's usually about what I do. I'm hoping to do one a month on these things, so usually between whatever podcasts I post. The next thing I do are current WIPs, or works in progress. Third, I usually will do acquisitions. Today I do have some yarn hauls to show you all. And then fourth, I like to do any upcoming projects, any projects that I'm wanting to start relatively soon, or at least talk about. So I did want to just give you all a little life update as well. I haven't been posting as much. If you've been following the channel for a little bit of time now, you will have known that I unfortunately was laid off from my full-time job in the brewing industry after the Christmas holiday. Specifically on December 27th was when I was laid off. It wasn't great. It was bad timing. Obviously, right during the holiday season, it's not a time to all of a sudden have your main source of income be completely shut down. But I thankfully have started a new full-time position, still in the food and beverage industry, more on the manufacturing side, and that is one of the reasons why these videos have not been as frequent and as consistent. Again, moving forward, I'm hoping to do still 4 videos a month. However, it might be 2 to 3. I just ask you all for a little bit of understanding and really just a little bit of forgiveness as well. I know I'm not going to be on a very tight and consistent schedule like I have tried to do for the last 6-7 months of this channel. So I just wanted to put that out there right away, just so everyone is aware of what's going on. I do have a full-time job. I am making money at a full-time level again, so it is all good there. But because I was unemployed for such a long time, I have been able to finish a lot of projects and start a lot of selfless projects as well. One of the goals that I had for 2023 was to crochet more items for myself. And that goal, I don't know if I even said it in the podcast, but I want to crochet 1 item a month for myself. I know this is an attainable goal, especially because I'm not planning on doing markets every month until the second half of the year. So past August is when I'm really planning to just crank out all the markets. Anyway, now that I've rambled on enough, I just need to found another spot where I dripped coffee. This setup, one more tangent, this setup is kind of the best that I have right now. I really don't have space in the craft closet to actually yes. I don't have space in the craft closet to actually sit a chair with the camera and get light. It's very weird. So the floor of our office / second bedroom is kind of what I'm going for right now. And I just washed this blanket, but I guess it's okay that I spilled coffee on it because it kind of smells. So I need to rewash it. Let's right away get into the finished objects that I have. I'm going to take a sip of coffee and then we'll get going. The first finished object I have, which I think was one of the first that I finished for 2023, and that is the Beth sweater by Maddie Denmark. This was a want / future project in podcast episode 2, and so I'm really excited to finally show you guys the finished object. There is an entire video of me crocheting this. I will link it somewhere up here for you, so make sure you go check that out after this video. It is made with Bernat Forever Fleece Blanket in the color White Noise. It took me about 800 yards yes, 800 yards or meters, one of the two, to do and to make. It's really heavy, but I did wear it around Pittsburgh when we went to visit some friends. That was the first like debut of the sweater. It's where I took my pictures and stuff of it, and it was so comfortable. The only thing with it is a little short, so when I'm wearing it, it doesn't lay nicely all the way down. So I think I need to look into getting some blocking mats and trying to block it. I know it's very bad to do, but I have been hanging it up in my closet. One of the reasons it's bad to do is because it'll stretch your stitches out with it just gravity-wise. But I kind of want it to do that with this sweater, so I'm not mad. But yeah, I absolutely love it. I have not tried washing it yet. The Forever Fleece says it is wash and machine dryable. So I am going to try that. I'll get back to you guys and update you all on how it is. I did have someone reach out to me saying that they had wanted to make a sweater in this. I did have someone reach out to me saying that they were looking into making a sweater with the Forever Fleece blanket, or Forever Fleece yarn, excuse me. And we're just curious with how it felt, how it's going. It's so soft and luxurious. I did think, just because of the stitch and the size of hook that I used, I did think I would have to wear some sort of tank top underneath, but for me, thankfully, I just wore like a nude or a white colored bra, and it was fine. So yeah, absolutely love it. This is the first white sweater that I've made for myself. I don't have one, and I don't have one because I have been wanting to make one. That's like something that I knew I wanted to do for a while. I have been looking, something I enjoy doing, which I guess I've never really talked about on the channel, is I enjoy thrifting. And so I have been looking, oh, it hit the camera. I have been looking for just like a white cable knit sweater from the thrift store because I can't knit and I can't do cables either. So it just, yeah, that's one I have been looking for, but have not been able to find. Michelle with formerly Fancy Dinosaur Tea Party. Michelle. She just found one and now she's spotting them everywhere, which hopefully that is my luck too. Alright, the next couple of finished objects I have are all for my market. So I do have my first market of the year. I know, I just said I'm not doing any until the second half of the year. But this one is kind of different. This is called MKE D-Stash, Milwaukee D-Stash, for those of you that don't know what the MKE stands for. And the idea of this market is for local small business owners to bring any and everything inventory-wise to sell. And that can be out of season, maybe something that you only made one of, maybe something that has a defect. The idea is to de-stash a inventory and give you the opportunity to be able to rebuild and grow during the actual year. So that's why it's in March, so you can de-stash. It's like a spring cleaning kind of thing. But this event is massive. It does have a fee to get in, and it's such a large community event. I've heard of it before. It's our 8th year doing it. This is only my first year being a vendor and attending, so I'm very, very excited for it. But because of that, I've been making a lot of stash busting projects. Lots of projects that I'm going to show you, which actually the next 4 I have are all yarn that have been my scrap yarn in my bins. So if you, again, haven't seen some of my videos before, you'll know that I have 2 clear acrylic bins that have all of my warm and my cool tone leftover scraps in them that I don't want to throw away. I don't throw away any yarn. That's just not who I am. So I actually made some like scrap bags with them. These are done, except I am wanting to put a lining in. Now the market is next Sunday, so I'm filming it currently on Sunday, February 26th. The market is Sunday, March 5th. So we are a week away. I am wanting to put a lining in. We'll see if that happens. If not, it's not that big of a deal. But these are just like a free-handed pattern, and because I am going to be selling them as like scrap bags, I left all of the ends unwoven. I left the ends free. You can see the knots, and I absolutely love it. So this is all in half double crochet, and I did it in I attached the foundation chain at the bottom, and you can even see my seam. I made it like a part of the design on this, but they're all in different like colors. So these are the pinks and the purples, and I absolutely love it. I'll show you. So the inside too, like I said, I'm hoping to have a liner in it. But yeah, I love these. I love the look. I love the feel. Let me know if you guys would like to see how I made them, or like a tutorial or anything. I am planning on making, if these don't sell and they don't have a lining bag, I will do a video on how I line my bags, my crochet bags with lining. So if that's something you're interested in. This was the first one I did, and actually it has a piece of yarn from the Beth sweater, which I was kind of excited to put in because it's like a part of the sweater that I made for myself in this bag for someone to enjoy. This one was the first one I made, and I absolutely love this one. This, as you can see, is the neutral tones, lots of browns, grays, and creams. In this one, I actually stitched the bottom so that it will be a little more flat. If you can kind of see how that works. And what I did was, let me flip it inside out. I stitched a little triangle at the end of each side, so then when I put a lining in, it should hopefully be a little more flat. I haven't put a lining in for a bag with this bottom yet, so it might be some trial and error. But yeah, absolutely love this bag. The colors are my favorite. I love this large section of tan after this really fluffy spot. It's so good. And all of these, like I said, are half double crochet. It's all just kind of whatever I really wanted to do with them. I was experimenting. So this next one are blue and green tones. And this one I love too. I like that it's a little more muted, and it's kind of the same thing where it has that really big section up at the top after lots of texture. So this is a hemp yarn, so it's kind of rough. This one doesn't have any bulky, I don't think, but I also really enjoy that the handles build up with the bag instead of it being attached. They're like made into it, so they're not gonna like come apart or anything. And this one has an even larger triangle on the bottom, so it'll be very flat. You can see I'm putting my fingers where the two edges are, so you can kind of see. It'll be pretty big. And then the last one I made in this collection are the yellow, oranges, reds, and there are some pinks in here. It's not a lot. It's not like the bright pinks that are in here. It's more of they just go with it. And yeah, I guess they're really, I mean, now that I've gone through the other three, the only difference in this one is that the colors are different, but each of them are unique. Each of them have different size handles. They're different length, width, what have you. And that's what I really like about this little collection. Next, very simple. I just have a velvet scrunchie. I just finished this up the other night. It's been in my like project bag. Excuse me. It's been in my notions bag, and I just haven't finished it. So I just finished the last. There literally were 6 stitches left that I had to do, and then to sew in the end. So I'm counting it as a finished object. I finished it this week. Next up, I have some reusable items. So I was planning, if you watched my vlog, my studio vlog, you'll have seen that I had a consignment store reach out to me to put some of my items in there. So those are long gone. The store doesn't open until March, so they've just been sitting hanging out. She's posted some awesome pictures of them. But I have a second store that I'm in, and it's weird. They sent out the January sales, or the February sales at this point, and they were like, oh, so you didn't meet like the minimum check requirement, which is $20, and we're just gonna wait until your next sales. Like, let us know if you want an invoice of what sold and didn't. And I was like, yeah, please do send me an invoice, because then I can restock the items that sold. And like, she still hasn't gotten back to me. So I've had these items waiting to restock, but I don't know if she wants me to or not. It's very weird. It's fine. But I do have 5 washcloths and then 2 of my soap savers. These are great. Everything has, all the ends need to be woven in because I'm waiting for her to say. But the soap savers are great. This, again, is just kind of a free-handed pattern that I do. And I use these for my own personal, like, shower and bathing. I use soap and shampoo bars. I also just started using a face bar that I'm enjoying. But that one doesn't go in a pouch. Anyway, my shampoo and my bar soaps will go in here. You can tighten it up at the top so they don't fall out. And the idea is then you can use it to scrub your body when you're washing, or you can also use it if you are at the end of one of your soap bars. You can put the other one in, and you can put the little pieces of the old one in as well, and it all keeps it together. So I really like these. They're also great for traveling, like if you shower at the gym or anything, you can put in your little plastic bottles and it helps absorb any water in them. Like, they're very useful, but I absolutely love them. So 2 colors in those. And then this I made with the Big Twist cotton, but I'm kind of mad about them because there's also polyester in them, so it's not bad. That's why they're so soft. It's like 85% cotton and 15% polyester, but when you buy them, it just says like Big Twist cotton. And so the polyester, if you didn't know, is a synthetic material. It is made from plastic. Thus, when you actually use those, you will be creating microplastic, and I am not happy about that. So I will not be buying that yarn again. I will go back to just the sugar, lily cream, all that fun stuff. Lastly, now for my market that is done, I have snakes. So these have been another like de-stash project that I've been working on, because I can use all of my leftover colored yarn to get like different variations. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 full-size snakes, and then I did just whip up this one. So all of them still, they need tongues, and I just haven't taken the time to actually make them. But I'll show you in the order that I made them. So this was the first one I did, and this one took forever because this is Red Heart Super Saver in Retro Stripe. And it took like 2 skeins of yarn, but it's all my stash yarn. I wasn't using it for anything anyway. I don't like this one as much because, for one, it's like stuffed, but because it's the acrylic yarn, it's very stiff. And so when you're like doing stuff with it, it creases, and I don't like that. But I think he turned out really cute. I love the face. It's just so adorable. It has such a nice shape. He's got a little chub to him. It's very sweet. The end of his tail too, it just kind of slowly comes to a point. Yeah, I really like making them. It's almost therapeutic. I literally made all of the Bernat blanket ones last night and yesterday. So the next one I made was this blue one. I tie them in pretzels because they're easier to carry around. And this guy is actually made with 3 different colored yarn, and it wasn't the intention for it to be this blocky, because I was going to do similar to how I did my bags, where I just did a group of very similar colors and then picked and went as I crocheted. But he started to get really long, and I had only used 3 skeins of yarn that I had. So this is just Bernat baby blanket yarns that I have left over. So he's got a fun little camo nose. And then I really like these ones because you can't see creases. Like, it's great. They just curl. And so this one is a fun, just like a blue variation one. The next two I did were some rainbow ones. So this is a 7-color rainbow, because sometimes some people don't include the pink, so 7-color. And these ones, it just was whatever amount of the yarn I had. So it's kind of fun. They're all a little different. I was following a pattern for them, but like following a pattern, I didn't follow it exactly. Yeah, same thing. They have the same head as the other burnout one. I all followed the same style for the head for these ones, at least. The acrylic yarn one with the Red Heart Super Saver, that was a different pattern. But yeah, I love these. They're just so cute. They're just so fun. I don't know what I would use them for if I bought them. This one's really fun too because he has a couple different variations. Like he's got a really cool green-blue color. There's actually 2 blues in here. They're very similar. They're the same color, but they're different dye lots. And I realized that as I was crocheting it, I was like, oh, well, this works out. And then he's got a fun, like, dark purple into the light purple and then pink. And so this one has 4 different sparkles, actually, because the yellow, the teal, the dark purple, and the light purple. I guess this is a dark pink. Ooh, maybe I should have... No, I think it looks fine. Anyway, he's super cute, too. I think they're gonna sell really good. Snakes have kind of become popular. Let me actually move them. I don't know how much. Anyway, this one is one of my favorites, and it's just because of the color variation with this light to medium to dark pink. I am kind of sad with them though because these 2 pinks at the end are sparkle, and this one is regular. So I think it would have been really cool if this was sparkle as well, but I like that I put the white in between the colors to kind of break them up, and then he's got a white tip. So fun. And then this last one, which is also what I have been like currently working on while market prepping, are baby snakes. Look at how tiny he is. And so this one, the idea is I have a couple different cakes of multicolors, and I have some in there as well that I need to grab from the craft closet. But I'm just going to do like one solid color for the head and then just crochet the entire ball that I have left. This one I got some fun color pooling, so you can see the green is like a twist all the way around, which is a really fun little detail that I didn't plan on having. So I really like how it turned out. So I have a few more in these that I want to make, and then that will be it for snakes. Next up are my WIPs, or my works in progress. These are items that I'm currently working on and hopefully will have finished by the next podcast. First off, I just brought a bee body and wings to show you all. These are one of my best sellers at markets. I am transitioning to only doing black and yellow bees, I think, though. I like the idea of doing the fun colored ones, and I might do some seasonal ones, but they just don't sell as well for me. The black and yellow sell really well as the sparkle ones too. But I just brought a body out to show you guys that I'm working on these. I have 6 in total, that this is the stage they're at. They just need to be, they need eyes on them, stuffed and then sewn together. Next, I do have a hexagon cardigan that I am working on. It's almost done, and I'm kind of mad because, like I said, I have a yarn haul to show you guys, and I got all this yarn this week, and I forgot to pick up this last skein of the anti-pilling acrylic yarn from Lion Brand. So this is one completed side. Or no, sorry, it doesn't have a cuff, and that's because the next color in this cuff is supposed to be pink, and I wanted to start the next side before. But this was supposed to be for Valentine's Day, and it just didn't happen, which is fine. It's one that I'm going to be selling. It's not one that I want to keep. I'm not on a timeline with it. It's just kind of like when it's done, it's done. But yeah, so I guess it's technically a UFO, which unfinished object if you are unaware of the terms, because I don't have any more yarn. But that's being worked on. And then I think I grabbed the right bag. This next one was also a future want to make in the last episode, number 2. And I'm almost done, but I ran out of yarn, hence why I had to do a yarn haul. But this one doesn't have I keep hitting it over. This one doesn't have a name nor a pattern. I'm going off of an Etsy picture, which I will post it somewhere here for you to see for reference. I did just find a small tutorial, honestly, on TikTok that showed me how to make the heart granny squares, and then I just kind of went with it. So like I said, it's almost done. Right now it's 4 squares tall, and I want it to be 5. But I did already start the arms, so I do have it sectioned off here for my armholes, and so I just need to do 4 squares on each side. I think that will be long enough because these squares are massive. And then I'm going to do 1 more square along the bottom, and that's going to be it. I'll see if I want to do a ribbing. I might do a ribbing on the arms, but not the actual entire cardigan. So what I did with laying it out, I started in the corner, and if you don't know how to do the granny squares attach as you make, that's what saved me. Is I've been crocheting them together since I started and made them, and so it's just been building, and I don't have to do any sewing at the end. Absolutely amazing. But it's kind of like it's like a Sudoku game. So there's only 1 of each color in the row, and you can't have repeat colors up either. So each row are new colors. You can see though, I didn't plan the heart colors. It was just kind of like whatever I wanted. So like this row has all brown hearts up until this spot. So the last one will not have a brown heart. But that doesn't bother me as much. I just wanted the main color to be different and to be consistent. So I am loving this so far. I definitely will be posting. I have like a TikTok reel short started. So when it's done, you will be seeing it, don't worry. But I am like almost completely out of the yarn. The yarn that I have left is enough to do like the hearts in the center and maybe the first row for like 2 or 3 more colors. So yeah, those are all of my current WIPs. I do have some like unfinished WIPs that are just like sitting, but those I am not going to count because I'm not actively working on them. Next, let's do a yarn haul. So I'll first show you, I just stopped at Joann Fabrics the other day to get more yarn for this project. So it's nothing fancy. Oh, I did get, I had a 50% off any regular priced item, and so I did get a new scrunchie stand because I don't have a great way to display my scrunchies, so I'm really excited for this. And I am doing at the MKE Stash event that I'm going to again, I am doing blind scrunchie bags, like mystery bags. So I'm going to put 3 scrunchies in, and then you can buy a bag for $10. And I'm going to be clearing out my scrunchies. I really enjoy making them, but I think I just have too much of a variety. I have 4 different styles and like umpteen different colors, and so I think I just need to focus on 2 styles and maybe like the colors of the rainbow kind of thing. I need to just hone in, so I'm very excited to be like getting rid of the scrunchies. Oh, here, I still have the receipt. So this entire order was $28.54 with tax. Without tax, it was $27.01. So this guy right here was originally $6.99. Like I said, I had 50% off coupon, so it brought it down to $3.49. Next up, I'll just tell you the You've seen Big Twist before though here on my Big Twist value on my channel. I'll just tell it to you once, I'm not going to tell it to you again. Anyway, this is the color Toffee. Again, Big Twist value. It's 100% acrylic. It is 380 yards and 6 ounces of yarn. That is otherwise 347 meters and 170 grams. It's a weight 4, medium weight. Yeah, it's about it. It's very simple. This is in the color Toffee. I have one in dark coral, mustard, burgundy, and lastly, olive drab, D-R-A-B, olive drab. So the one thing with this project is I purchased these colors last October, and so there's no way I can find the lot numbers. I can't get the lot numbers to match. I don't personally care. It's my own project. If they're off, they're gonna be off. It is what it is. Lastly, I do have one more that's not related to this project. And this is in the color Forest Green. And then I do have a Red Heart Super... Oh, sorry, I didn't even tell you. So the pricing for these, the Big Twist was all 30% off. So originally, one of the Big Twist values are $4.49. But with the 30% off, they came down to $3.14. So they each were $3.14. Lastly, I do have a Red Heart Super Saver. This again is 100% acrylic. It's a weight 4 worsted weight. It is 364 yards and 7 ounces, or 333 meters and 198 grams. And this is in the color Spring Green. And so this is for a temperature blanket I'm working on. Oh, I didn't even tell you. These are for coasters. Yes. I make drink coasters. Typically I do it with cotton yarn, but the Joann I went to they had like no worsted weight cotton yarn. And so when I sell them on Etsy, I do put like a disclaimer to be cautious when putting hot drinks on them, but they're not being used as hot pads, they're being used as coasters. I've never had a problem, but I tell them. It's not like something I'm hiding. The Red Heart Super Saver, this one I had a 40% off coupon. So it originally was $4.49, but with the 40% it came down to $2.69. So that is the little haul I have. I'm just gonna quickly put them all back in the bag. I'm gonna take a moment and just thank you all if you're still here watching. For those of you that made it this far, I know these are a little longer videos, but thank you so much for sticking around here. If this is content that you enjoy, please consider subscribing to my channel. I am trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we're almost to 500, so it's really exciting. But I talk about everything crochet and fiber arts related. I talk about what it's like to run a small business, and I'm very open about my wins and my losses in my small business. Feel free to go check out any of my previous market blog videos. I tell you what I'm pricing everything at, what sold well, what didn't, and what I'm making at the end of the day. I am looking to put out more videos in regards to how to start an Etsy, how to choose which items you're going to put on Etsy versus bring to markets. I'm going to tell you how to find markets, maybe how to accept money, what kind of apps and companies you can use to take cards, that kind of stuff. So if that sounds interesting to you, be sure you're subscribed, stick around, join the LWC clan. We'd love to have you. But let's get back into our acquisitions. Next up, I don't usually buy these types of things, but these are all hand-dyed yarns. And the reason I don't buy them is because they're not sustainable for my business. It's too expensive to buy these and to make a project and sell it at that price point. So these yarns are all for myself. I have 3, like I just said. First off, if you didn't know, I started doing this last year, but when I travel to a new city or location for vacation, to visit friends, family, whatever, I like to get local hand-dyed yarn as a souvenir. And so this year we went to Detroit, Michigan to visit family, which is my first time ever in Detroit. And then we also went to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to visit some friends as well, which was my first time in Pittsburgh. And so to commemorate them, I got these 2 colors. So this is the one for Detroit. My cousins helped me pick out this one because it's kind of Lake Michigan, lake colors in general. And so this is by Mystic Fibers. It's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. The drink name is Tall Drink. It's 100 grams or 216 yards, and it's a worsted weight. So yeah, I really like the colors going on here. I think it's going to be super pretty. The plan with them is to make a blanket, I think. That's what I've decided, because you can machine wash, and then I have to look into if you can machine dry, like tumble dry low. I haven't looked that far into it. I'm planning to do the year-long crochet along, or CAL, that Kayla is doing over with Alt Knots. I just haven't sat down and actually made them because it's a selfish project. So that's the first one. And then this one was from Pittsburgh. These are the Steelers colors, the gray, dark gray, almost black, and the gold. And then you can also see there's a really pretty moment going on over here with some green and blue speckles. And that is to commemorate all of the rivers that Pittsburgh has. So this one is by Rhythm Knits, and let's see here. It's called Wickedly Worsted. That is the sizing for this. I love that. The actual colorway is called 3 Rivers, and it is created specifically for the store, the local yarn shop that I bought it from, which is really fun. So it's 100% superwash merino. It is a worsted weight. They specify worsted weight 8 ply. And it is 218 yards and 100 grams. So, again, I love this moment that's going on here, but they're so pretty. And there's even some speckling in the yellow. It's going to be so pretty. And then the last yarn that I have purchased is a part of the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Mystery Club from Craft Me Not Yarn Co. This is her old label, so it's kind of cool to see. She's designing her new one right now and just released it. This was supposed to be the last one, but because Nintendo is releasing Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Sarah's going to continue into the next year and hopefully do another 4. So remember when I said that I will have 1,000 yards, 1,000 grams, whatever it is? Yeah, 1,000 yards. I needed a project for it. Well, now I'm going to have 2,000 because I'm going to continue to buy these because the colors that she comes up with are gorgeous. So this one, again, this is Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Mystery Club, and this is part 4. And this one is called Temples of Time. And oh my gosh, the blues, the greens, the silvers in this, absolutely stunning. So with these ones, I do get a DK weight. This is the largest weight she offers for them. And let's see here. Again, the name is Temple of Time. It's a merino DK. This is 100% superwash merino, 231 yards and 100 grams. So I still don't know what I'm going to be doing with them, but it's definitely going to be a very special project, which maybe I'll just make another blanket with them. Yeah, this one says lay flat to dry, so that might be difficult with a blanket and puppies. So we'll see. But yeah, absolutely stunning what she does. And the last acquisition I have, I realized I found this on my shelf, and I don't think I showed it to you guys last time. But I got this for Christmas. My parents gifted it to me, and it's the Nightmare Before Christmas crochet kit. And so I'm very excited to see this and to use it. I saw it for the first time at Costco, and I was very excited, but because the holiday seasons were coming up, I didn't purchase it for myself. I did ask for it, and yeah, my parents were kind enough to gift this to me. But there are patterns for 12 of the characters. No, excuse me, there's only 11 of the characters, but then there is a wall hanging pattern on the back. So you have all the classic, you have Boogie and his kids, you have Sally and Jack, we have the Doctor, there's Zero. On the back here as well, we have the Mayor, the Santa, and then Jack Skellington in the Santa suit. So I think 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep. So that's all 12 of them then. I think the yarn in here, oh yeah, it says includes everything you need to make Jack and Sally. It does come with a 3.25 millimeter hook. I'm assuming then it's going to be the yarn, maybe some embroidery thread. Yeah, I'm very excited for this. I will probably use just like stash yarn that I have to finish the rest of them, but these are going to be great. Alright, so that is all of the finished objects, the WIPs, and the acquisitions I have. In terms of future projects, right now, I don't really have anything planned. So I'm going to be finishing this guy, which again is the heart cardigan. I'm going to reach out to the seller on Etsy that has it and ask if they have I asked if they had a pattern for it, and they just didn't get back to me, which is fine. But I'm going to ask if it's okay if I film like a tutorial on it, because I think it's really good as a beginner project. It's very self-explanatory with the math. So I'm going to ask because I think that would be really good to include. I'm going to be working on my travel blanket. I'm going to start those squares. So with Kayla's crochet along, she releases a new stitch every month. She's been doing 70-inch by 70-inch squares, but that's closer to 300 yards of yarn, and these are only about 200. So I'm going to have to do some swatches just to see how big I can actually make them. So that'll be a project. Besides that, I'm just going to take time and go through my yarn stash and maybe page through some of my pattern books. I am a little interested in learning to knit. I do have one knitting book, and then I guess I have two, because one of them is like a beginner's knitting that you get like from Boy. It's like in a kit. And then I also have the Outlander knitting book, and I've been loving to rewatching the Outlander series. Absolutely amazing. And so I kind of want to knit some of the things in there. I have so many knitting needles, and I know the basics of knitting. That's how I started, was actually knitting. I did that for like 5 years in elementary and middle school, but it always was just stockinette. That is the only thing. I don't even know if I knew how to do ribbed knitting, honestly. But I think I might venture into knitting a little bit, but I'm really just wanting to focus on using what I have and making projects. I am going to be taking this summer to do some other markets outside of Milwaukee. I'm hoping to do maybe 1 or 2 markets in the spring summer season, but I've just come to realize that my specific crochet items don't sell well over those 2 seasons, So maybe I need to venture into some other objects to make. We'll see. But nothing right now is planned for what I want to make in the future. Right now I just want to clear out my inventory, get that all situated, go through what I have, clear out, remake, all that fun stuff. If there's something that you want to see me make, if there's something you have an idea for this Zelda yarn, again, right now I only have 1,000 yards, but I will have 2,000 by the end of next year because those are also quarterly. Let me know. I have no idea what to make with these. I'm just gonna collect them for the time being. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this long video. I had lots of items to get through today. I was very excited to show you guys. Let me know if you liked this video by giving it a thumbs up. If you aren't already, be sure you are subscribed. Only about 30% of the people that have been watching my videos are subscribed, so it would really help out to the other 70% of you that are not. Be sure to leave me a comment down below. I love interacting with you all. Let me know if there was an item that you absolutely loved, or if you want me to make a tutorial for you guys. I will have a tutorial coming out with my water bottle bags. That pattern is written out, it's typed out. I am gonna add a couple of sizes to it, so it will be a free video tutorial for the medium-sized bag, but then you can purchase a pattern PDF for, I think I'm only gonna do it as like $2.99, and that will get you 5 different sizes, and that will include small like sippy cup kid sizes and the really big jugs of water sizes. So it'll be worth the time to definitely purchase it, and it also supports me. But that tutorial will be coming out for the spring and summer market season because those sell great during then. I will see you guys all on the next video, which should hopefully be a crochet and chat. But yeah, thanks again for coming to hang out with me, and I will see you all on the next video. Until then, stay safe and happy crafting. Bye.